How to find stocks from start to finish. This will be a bit of a longer video, but it'll be the best 5 minutes you spend here on TikTok today. Step 1, turn off the news, turn off social media, even turn me off, because ultimately it's going to be up to you. Step 2, you're going to come over here to tradingview.com and you will see that there are over 18,100 tickers. And we're going to whittle that down to about 10. And when you come here to TradingView, you're going to see a stock screener and filters. Now, everybody wants to make as much money as fast as they possibly can. So that means we need to look for lower market caps. We don't want to be trading or investing into blue chip stocks or ETFs, even though I typically recommend these. That's not where you're going to have big blowouts. So when we click this filters tab, the first thing that we're going to adjust is the market capitalization. There is no clear rule on this. Personally, I like it below 100 billion, and you see that we've taken off 5,000 tickers. And then you've heard me preach over and over again that the most important thing about stocks is earnings, earnings, earnings. It all comes down to if shareholders and executives are going to be making more money in their company and on their shares. Then you can type in earnings and we get earnings per share diluted, earnings per share forecast. Let's make this real simple and just know that we want everything to be in the positive. Let's change all of these to above 0. Okay, those have all been changed to above 0, and you see that we have 428 tickers left. And then as a bull, why would you buy a ticker if the price action is trending below the 200 EMA? Yeah, we can find that. We type in price, we want it above the value of the 200 EMA. Now we have 285 tickers. Then what good is a business if it's not making money? So the next thing we're going to look at is net income. So we start to type in net income and there it pops up, and I just want to know that it's positive. So I want 0 to infinity. And now we're down to 283. Now net income is different than profit. Net income is basically what they're bringing in. Profit is how much they're actually making. So let's take a look at profit. And let's move gross profit just up so that we know that they are making money right there. And while we're here, let's make sure that they've been trending profitable. So we change all these gross profit gross here, quarterly and annual, to above 0, and now we're down to 192. And I notice I had 100 billion instead of 50 billion. We are down to 169. Now here's where the legwork comes in. I come over here to the right and I create a new list. We'll call this How to Find Stocks. Click Save. And now it's blank, and you have this entire list that you made over here. Scroll all the way to the top and click. Then scroll all the way to the bottom, press Shift and click again, right click, and then select Add All to Selected Watch List. Now we don't know exactly how long we're going to hold these stocks, maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks, so let's start at the weekly and make sure that there is runway or signals that we're going to have upward trajectory. So here we are on the weekly, this is TransDigm or whatever, and I take a quick glance and I'm like, this has ran a lot, not interested. Maybe it'll continue running, but I'm not looking to buy the top of a big green candle. I'm looking for bullish momentum signals. For example, I look at like ADSK, which is Autodesk, and I see that we're getting higher lows. So I'm going to flag this one for later. TT ran a bunch already. MSCI, this one is showing higher lows, and this could have a break to the upside. And I do that for all 169 stocks. Then I have a list to work with. We're down to about 30 or 40 stock. Then I will right click and you can select financials, and here we're going to start with earning. And though we can't predict what the exact earnings are going to be the next quarter or the year, you want everyone and fund managers to be speculating that they're going to go higher. So when we look at TT, even though it looks good on the charts, the forecast is negative. Cut it. GGG, all flat. Cut it. You do that both for quarterly and for annual. HAE, for example, this one, all upwards. And oftentimes, not always, your biggest runners are going to come from companies that are crushing analyst estimates. HAE, for example, the analysts have not been able to keep up with expectations. In fact, last quarter, they beat them by 45%. Then I come over here to statements, and of course, we want to see that they are making money. And then I want to see what the growth is. Now, it's okay if I see a little red like 2 years ago. I want to see that they're blowing it out recently. This is known as a turnaround company. We're down to about 14 companies now. The next step is where are we going to enter? And I rely off of Mark Minervini. He does SEPA, which is Specific Entry Point Analysis. Now, I mentioned HAE is one of my favorite stocks. I love this gap to the upside. We have the price action trending along the EMAs. This would be approximately 19.8%. I actually entered a little bit early on this one. TNC is another favorite, and here I'm looking for a breakout. So the price action has been forming higher lows here. We're trending along the EMAs. We're right here at the top. So because we're looking for a breakout to the upside, now we got to figure out where to put our stop in case it does actually come back down. Personally, I like to utilize a fixed ranged volume profile. And since this stock has been ranging for literally years, I draw this fixed range volume profile during that range. And then I notice that there is not much volume here at approximately $76. So I'm going to take an initial minus 8% risk with this stock. And for ARK, it's going to be a little bit different. So this one's been trending upwards, and we do from trough to current price action. So let's draw that out, and there it is. And I notice that there is a lot of price action, a lot of volume here at the 310 mark. So if the price was to break below this, it's very common for the price action to complete the range. I don't want to take that risk, so that's where the stop is going. And you repeat the process and you set stops for every single one that you enter. And don't get me wrong, I'm fully expecting some of these to get stopped out. That is okay. We do not dollar cost average. We take those ones that we get stopped out of and we add to our winners. Because obviously the momentum is upwards and we want to ride that momentum and double down on that momentum. And that's about it. We just sit around and wait. So now that September's taken care of, it's probably going to go back to doing conspiracy TikTok. Thanks for stopping by. How to find